Hey, Ando. The other weekend, I just there are little moments where you elevate. You got one level in your dad experiences.
Yep.
First ever kinder working bee for me.
You went to a working bee.
Went to the working bee, and felt like I was.
How'd you go in? Because you can either go in and going, this is going to be annoying, and be one of those dads who doesn't do anything, and you can get away with that.
Sure.
Or you can go in going, I'm going to try and direct traffic and really get some stuff done.
I went in. This is my thought process going in.
Yep.
I'm not going to be the biggest mistake. I'm a big fan of the show Survivor.
Yep.
Biggest mistake people can make at camp day one is be a leader. It annoys everyone else.
Yes.
Best thing you can do is be a team player and just a diligent worker.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm going to go in here and impress the other mums and dads by just being a diligent worker.
Yep.
Doing what I'm told.
Yep.
Helping out. Maybe having an opinion here and there.
Yeah.
But
who took the reins?
Well,
then?
Adam's the head of the kinder.
All right.
So and I knew Adam. He's sending out the email. I was first to respond.
Well, sorry, I didn't realise.
But it's interesting you say that because here's what happens, right? My first real experience as a dad. I remember going as a kid to working bees, but it's very different when you're a parent.
Yep. Oh, you have to do something.
Or do you? Yeah. So the mums and dads come in immediately, and look, I will generalise here because none of the mums felt the need to do this, but in the dads there was two distinct groups. Dads that had worn work boots,
yes,
and dads that came in sneakers.
Yes.
I wore work boots.
Oh my gosh. Brand new ones, I guess.
Well, the drumming ones. The ones I wore last year as a baggage handler.
Yes.
Which are not just work boots, but they're personalised work boots.
Yes.
So I'm leaving the house. So he goes, what do you dress like that as? I go, I'm going to the working bee. The kinder's only a block away.
Yeah.
So I was early, so I was like, do you want me to go and get your coffee? She goes, you can't go like that. I went, what are you talking about? I'm just in shorts, work boots, a polar fleece.
Yeah.
And so he goes, well, you can't go to the bloody milk bar in costume.
Why not?
And it's not a costume, honey. This is what I'm
working.
wearing to work in. And so
You've never worked in your life, so it looks like a costume.
Sonny comes down and goes, what are you dressed as a builder for? Guys, it's not a costume. I'm doing real manual labour. Anyway, I loved walking around the neighbourhood in the gear. Get into the kinder. Work boot dads and I already going. One guy went too far and bought gloves,
Oh yeah, but that's my dad, so I can't really have a go. Dad used to bring multiple pairs of gloves to hand out to people.
Okay. So immediately I looked at that dad and I went, I think that's too far. Work boots is cool.
Yeah, my dad would be too far.
I get assigned to bury. There's some loose tyres in the back.
What? Bury loose tyres?
Yeah. Not a bad job. There was worse jobs. All right.
Bury loose tyres is what.
Bury them in a half circle so they become little seats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me finish. I'm not just hiding them. Oh, we'll just chuck them over the fence if we're doing that.
What the kinder would become landfill.
Well,
there's a lot of old barrels of oil. Can you bury them as well?
Mate, they were probably used in another bit. One of the things the kids play on the kinder is half a chassis of a car. It's like it's a pretty rustic kinder. We love it. So they're like, all right, Haim, you're on this. And I got teamed up with a sneaker dad. So here we go. Okay. Yeah. Sneaker dad's not going to know what he's doing.
You don't either.
And I'm like, pressure's on me here. Because he's looking at me going, I'm with a work boot, Dad. He'll know what to do.
Yes.
So we sort of had to bury the tyres half in the ground, half out of the ground in a little semicircle to make a little camp kitchen for the kids. So we're chucking around a few ideas. Anyway, Sneaker Dad gets on the end of a shovel, can dig.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm like, gee, Sneaker Dad's all right.
Yep.
He's flying through it.
Yep.
And we're hitting some clay. No worries. He goes and gets a crowbar. We're throwing a crowbar around, digging through clay. Like, gee, Sneaker Dad's all right. Turns out he's a tradie. He's a builder.
All right.
So lesson 1, do not judge a dad by his shoes. Sneaker dads can often be tradies in hiding, right?
Yes.
And work boot dads can be in costumes. So you don't know who's who.
Yes.
The annoying thing was he had quite a much larger tyre, which obviously once you bury it, that's really buried in the ground, like a car tyre.
Yes.
I buried a small tyre first just to get warmed up. We were burying
you could lift.
We were burying 5 tyres in a row, right? I bury a small one. And some parents had bought kids, which was kind of instruction, don't bring your kids, it's a working bee, there's going to be tools.
Yep.
These 2 young boys, 5, 6 years old, as I'm digging hole number 2, I was pretty proud of my first tyre I buried. As I'm digging hole number 2, they run over to my tyre, just rip it out of the ground. It wasn't a big enough tyre to really bury with enough soil on it.
Didn't have a strong enough foundation.
To pin it into the ground. They just were yank it out. I'm like, guys, you're going to hurt your back. It's pretty heavily buried. Rip. Pulled it out. So Shamed me a little bit.
Yep.
But luckily no one really saw that. And Sneaky Dad was cool. He was like, don't worry, man, we'll just bury bigger tyres. Like, I don't think the little ones will last. I was like, yeah, I was just warming up on that one anyway. I'm going to bury a tractor tyre in a second. You're going to be very jealous.
Yes.
That all dies down. Towards the end of the day, it was only a 2-hour working bee. The sausage sizzle fires up.
Yep.
Me and Sneaky Dad have done great stuff.
Yep.
People were commenting on how good the camp kitchen looks. We've worked up a sweat. But I knew I had an ace up my sleeve because Adam, the head of the kinder, had gone, hey, here's a list of tools we need for the working bee. Does anyone have a high-pressure hose? Now, because I only live a block away, I'd immediately replied to Adam going, yeah, mate, I've got a high-pressure washer.
Adam, me.
Me. I'm very good at it. In fact, tell the other dads, don't bring you. I've got it.
Yep.
I'd bought it and left it hidden away. I knew people wouldn't have really seen it.
Yep.
Adam had said to me at the start, because I came in with it, obviously I was excited to use it, and he goes, we'll do it last because I'm going to get you to wash down all the concrete because I've got a lot of grime on it, wash all the sand and everything off. So towards the end of the day, it was all dying down. That's when I saw my opportunity. And actually, Ando, I've sort of written a small story here, and that's why I've asked you to get the guitar, because I just feel like the last chapter of The Working Bee would be appropriate to put to music as I went over and I got the high-pressure hose, a high-pressure system out, as all the other dads mingled around, and no one had really said, now we're having sausages.
Yep.
But the sausage sizzle had started up, so you could tell dads were sort of torn between going, do I still work, or am I allowed to stop now and have a sausage? But I began high-pressure hosing, and this is what happened. So I go behind the shed and I pull out my high-pressure hose. The other dads turn to me. They know in an instant I've become something they could only dream of. I am high-pressure hose dad.
High-pressure hose dad.
The most impressive of dads at the Working Bee.
Half man, half cleaning machine.
But before I begin hosing, I know I'll need some extension cables to do the job. The other dads looked on, hoping I wouldn't find enough cables and my time at the top of the food chain would be short-lived, but I'd already found 3 extension cables, and when I connected them, I did that trick where you intertwine the ends so they can't be pulled apart mid-spray, causing an embarrassing loss of power.
You literally have all the power.
So I begin spraying. But with great hydraulic power comes great responsibility. I knew I had to get my washing system right so there could be no criticism.
But did you make sure you sprayed the pavement in a neat grid?
I did spray the pavement in a neat grid.
Good for you, high-pressure hose dad.
I was killing it. Grime was being blasted away. The dads who'd never seen one in real life just stared, and the dads who knew how good high-pressure hosing is just gazed on with poorly hidden jealousy.
We'll look upon high-pressure hose dad and marvel at his finely focused jet spray of water.
But the appeal was too much for one dad, who was inching closer, eyes wide, mesmerised by my jet, and he clearly wanted to experience the power for himself. I doubled my seriousness on my face to send a clear, unspoken message to him.
We might send our kids to this kinder to teach them to share, but this daddy, no, he's not sharing his hose.
He didn't get the message. He sidled up to me and, hands twitching in anticipation of having a go, tried his hardest to shortcut his way into the alpha dog status. He said, hey, if you want to go and get a sausage from the sausage sizzle, I'm happy to take over for a bit. Yeah, that's not going to happen, mate. But hey, why don't you go and get me a sausage and feed it to me, the king, because I am
High-pressure hose dad.
I'm the king of dads who can't be challenged. It was great. I flooded the back of the kinder, but apart from that,
It's pretty good.
really good, flawless.